Alrighty, welcome back everybody to another video. So it is currently 1:45 a.m. Basically 15 minutes into market open. It is currently the 26th of September, and there is news coming out at 2 a.m. for me, which is not sure when that is in the US, but as you can see, 2 a.m. we have existing home sales. So this trade that I took was pretty much just a little mini scalp that I could not resist seeing it coming into the opening of New York at least. So this is going to be a quick little recap video. So yeah, let's just hop right into it. So pretty much, first of all, bias that I used with news was, we can see that we had all these bullish news, but if you look at the political state and like the economic, with power cutting rates that we've been dumping in the stock market, like on the open, and like accumulating pre-market and then just dump as soon as we open for the past like 2-3 days now, you can use that at confluence. So this was really a kind of a trade just to kind of get quick in and out. I think this trade took 3 minutes. So it was really just a quick in and out to get in and out before 2 a.m. But let's just jump right in. So pretty much it was a 1.62 RR, so it's not too bad. Not my best, but it's definitely not too bad. Could have caught a bit more, but I only had one contract on. This little leg down was a bit too big of a dip for me to actually add another contract, but starting to like low-key think, wish I did. But yeah, let's just get rid of everything pretty much. So starting in on the daily, we can see that we were pretty much at all-time highs, right? Once we reach all-time highs, we can expect price to usually, continue like a little bit higher, and then start retracing. I mean, we've seen this getting repeated in every time we've reached all-time highs. And then we came down to the 4 hour. I mean, it's pretty simple, literally, dude. Like, higher highs, higher lows, and then what do? We switch to lower lows and lower highs. I mean, just look at that. There's a clear drawing liquidity over here. Like I said, I just want it to be in and out. You can definitely target that. These lows, that's a very extreme internal low on like on both pairs actually. But coming in, we can see on the 4 hour that we were busy pretty much respecting it with these two 4 hour FEGs on both pairs. Usually when ES and NASDAQ have the same fair value gap, that is like the best that it can get, right? Honestly, in my opinion, if both pairs have that exact same fair value gap and both of them respect the same amount of weight, that is stronger than a SMT, in my opinion. And so then coming down to the 1 hour, I saw, we were pretty much just, respecting it. I did see this 1 hour FEG at this time. Let me just mark it out for everybody. 1H, this was the 4 hour FEG up here. And like I said, this 1 hour, formed on both pairs. So the reason why I didn't hold onto the trade a bit longer was because, like I said, I wanted to be in and out at 2 a.m. before news, but also because if we look at NQ a little bit to the side, we can see that if you look on the 4-hour, during before when market kind of just opened, we were pretty much just bouncing around in this bullish 4-hour FEG. But if we look on ES, we didn't have that 4-hour Ferrelli gap. That's why I took it on ES and not NQ. But then coming into the 30-minute, we can see that, there was no 30-minute FEG. So just overall bearishness, so on, so on, so on. And then, but coming into the 15-minute, this is when it started getting a little better. I'll mark out my open. So this was market open. And then, as we see, there was this 15-minute FEG right over here. 15-minute. And like I said, it was on what? Both pairs, right? Both pairs. Now, why didn't I wait for it to tap into the 1 hour and just took it off the 15-minute? Why? Because like I said, the past 2-3 days, we've been, just opening on market and dumping. So this was literally a quick in and out trade off of the open of the 15-minute FEG to the downside. So pretty much just the manipulation leg. And so we see that, overall high time frame was bearish. We can use the economy, that's not going great. That's pretty much bearish in every state. The political views, nothing's really going good in that case as well. So we can use, two bearish confluences. Just purely based off the charts, coming in, we can see that we've reached all-time highs. We're going to want a retracement into something, equilibrium, FEG, whatever it is, right? So then dropping down lower, we can see that on the 5-minute, I don't really care. There was this 5-minute FEG that was pretty much not getting respected at all. So pretty much what I waited for was this, right? We came into this 15-minute FEG. Where is it? Okay, right. So we came into this 15-minute FEG with pretty much a sliver of a wick. We inversed right over here. We pull back into that inversion, aligned with, so we have this IFEG 1 minute aligned with a 1 minute FEG, right? And it's not on one pair, it is on both pairs, right? We can see we didn't quite pull back into this one, but we did respect it, right? So we didn't quite pull back into this 1 minute FEG. 1 minute inverse Ferrelli gap, I mean. But we did pull back. We did pull back into the 1 minute FEG, right? The 1 minute FG, and as soon as I saw that, we dipped, we pretty much entered off of that. Like I said, the candle that was extended was a little bit too it was a bit too heavy for me. That's why I didn't add more on. And like I said, the state of everything, it's not great, but is what it is. But so moving on, hopping into 30-minute for the take profits, right? So we can see that we had this fat extend right here off of this wick. Yes, you could have targeted the 30% level that did not get hit, but coming in at 30% here, you know, this didn't get hit as well. So what did I do? I used the little bit of this candle, so pretty much the bottom. I don't really know what, there's probably some YouTuber or influencer that explains this, but I've realized that below the bodies of the candles, I'm pretty much just supporting resistance in a way, but basically some of the wicks below the bodies of 3 accumulative candles is a good respective zone, right? So taking profits, took profits somewhere right over here, right? Dropping back down to the 1 minute. Was somewhere like the 50%. For somewhere really the 50% level, it actually, let me try find the screenshot just so I can get it as accurate as possible at least. All right. Here it is. So as you can see, pretty much it was like right around there. So pretty much as accurate as possible. It was just a 1.62 hour, like I said at the start. But overall, good trade. You know, I'm happy. We can see pretty much we are kind of just in a cumulative state after taking, you know, this little area of the wicks of the body of those 3 accumulative candles. Like I said, there's probably a YouTuber that goes a little bit more in depth to it. It's just something that I realized that works. But overall, amazing day for me. You know, it's always great when you win. Keep winning, don't overtrade. And I mean, in and out before news, you know, is great. But it's gonna be the video. Later.